You said you were going to be here. Now you're here. Give me the idea what's on the docket while here. Are you trying to start some trouble, book a fight?
I already started trouble. I already started. All these welterweights talking about me. And it's so funny because they like, I don't realize why you came over here. Dumb. This is exactly why I came over here, because you're talking about me. So that was my plan. It's worked out perfectly. I'm also getting to see. I'm really enjoying London a lot. You know, people kind of said, "Oh, it's rainy, it's cold, whatever." The weather doesn't bother me. I'm having a fantastic time. We did the riverboat. Went and saw Westminster Abbey. Went to Tower of London, I think it's called. Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Nice. Have you had any direct interaction with anybody yet since you've been here? I mean, I know
George Masvidal. He walked by. I said, "Hey, George is here." It's so funny. I don't have to say anything to get under their skin. I say, "Hey, George is here." He starts cussing, gets all pissed off. It's hilarious.
What did he have to say directly? I mean, I know he's upset about the fight. He thinks you need to rematch Robbie Lawler. Is that what he was bringing up with you, or just general trash talk?
The reason he's saying that, and every other welterweight is saying that, is because they don't want me to be on their dance card next. Isn't it obvious? You think? Do you really think? Can you really tell me, John Morgan, that George Masvidal is so passionate about Robbie Lawler's career that he needs me to go take that fight again?
No. He's
not. He doesn't want to be on. He doesn't want me to be with him. That's what he doesn't want.
Have you been approached? I know, that night you said, "Hey, I passed." Dana told us. Yeah. Has there been any more discussion about a rematch?
No, we haven't talked about it at all, and honestly, it feels like not just to me, but it feels like it's kind of falling on deaf ears. I mean, I didn't want to fight Robbie in the first place. I didn't have anything against him. There's all these welterweights that I don't like, that I prefer to fight, and so it feels like, hey, I just needed to take the next step and move on.
Very nice. Well, you're talking a lot about Masvidal. How about Darren Till? Well, let's talk about that fight. I mean, do you have an idea who you think's going to progress in that fight?
I think Darren Till's going to win. I think it's going to be a stand-up fight. I think that's obvious. I think neither one of them likes to wrestle too much. I mean, I think there's a chance that we see if whoever is getting the worst of the stand-up then goes for the takedown. But I don't think either one of them are that great at getting takedowns, so I don't think it's going to happen. I think both their takedown defenses are greater than the opposite's takedown offense. So it's going to be a stand-up fight. I think Darren Till's younger, bigger, stronger. I just feel like he has advantages.
Does the idea of fighting the winner here make sense to you?
It makes a lot of sense. Darren Till's number 3. Masvidal is all the way down at 11, which was why when Darren Till said he needs to work his way up, it was like hilarious because whoa, I'm 6, he's 11, and I have to work my way up. Like, give me a break on this kid. And so that was funny. But I think as Masvidal wins, he moves way up, right? If you beat the number 3 guy, you go up. What's he be? 7, 6, 5, somewhere in there. Till wins. I think he stays at number 3. So that either one's a great fight for me.
Nice. I know you're always looking at a division. It sounds like Kamaru and Colby is going to be next fight for the title. Does that make sense? Do you feel like that's the right title fight?
Well, I think if Marty wanted to make some real money, he would have called my name, and he didn't keep that same energy. And when he had the belt, listen, if I'm him, let's put me in my shoes. And there's this guy who's just annoying the shit out of me, which is he alleges that was what I'm doing, right? And I come at him, hey man, I'm gonna kick your ass, like he did backstage to me. And then I win the belt, and I get to call out I'm the champ. I get to call out whoever I want. I get to say their name. I'm saying, listen, you're dead. That's what I'm saying. And he didn't say that, right? Because I think there's seeds of doubt in his mind about whether the fact he can really beat me or not. So he gets paired with Colby. Listen, not only should he want to fight me because I'm annoying him, allegedly, and he wants to keep that same energy, but I'm going to sell way more pay-per-views than Colby is. There's just no doubt about that. Look at any metric you want to. I'm way more popular than Colby, and Colby, his shtick is really simple. So I guess maybe he can act like a racist or something. Maybe that's going to sell fights. I don't think that sells fights. I think that just turns people off. But yeah, so I don't think that pay-per-view, that fight sells very well. I think they'll probably have to put Marty Colby co-main to someone else more popular to make it sell pay-per-views.
Probably true. Talk about keeping energy, man. Is it exhausting for you at all, man? Since you've come to the UFC, whether it be online, whether it be in person, you've got game, you got trash talk, you got fun, you're making it interesting. Is it tough to feel like you're always on and you're always a target?
This is fun to me. Like and that's that's the thing. Like Colby's playing a character. Right? He definitely is. We know that. We see Colby when he's not on the camera. It's a different guy. This is just me. This is what I enjoy doing. And it's like someone asked me earlier, like, do you get worried about the trash talk or do you razzing people or boom roasting people? It's like, listen, I was on a college wrestling team for 5 years. Like, this is what we did do. This is how we interacted. We all roasted each other. It was fun. I have a good time doing this. So, no, it's not hard at all. This is what I enjoy doing. I'm feeling like I'm great.
Nice. So it sounds like the winner of this fight makes sense. Do you win? Ideally, would you like to fight? When would you like to book that?
If I got to pick, you tell me, I get to pick June 8th, Chicago. Perfect timing, 3 months out. Darren Till, one of his issues is he gets big. So obviously, if he's got his weight down now, keep it down. Fight 10 weeks later. That I think that'd be ideal. I think if we have to push it back to International Fight Week, I think those are two really good cards. Obviously, I want to be on a really big card. I think I deserve being on a really big card. I think if you look at the UFC 235 numbers, I think I'm one of the people who helped make those numbers do so well. So I think if the UFC, you're saying, hey, especially if it's like Colby Marty, listen, they're not gonna do great numbers on their own. You throw me on that card, and all of a sudden our numbers are moving up.
Nice. And if that victorious there, do you think a title shot? I mean, now that your buddy's not the champ anymore, I know you hate that for him, but does that open the opportunity for you to be a champ?
I think so. I commented earlier to someone, I think if Colby were to beat Usman, which I don't think that's going to happen. That's not my prediction. But I've heard other people say that they think that's going to happen. Then I think that fight makes more sense for Tyron. Tyron's been wanting that fight with Colby forever. Obviously, he didn't get it. So I think that makes more sense. If Marty wins, then I think I make more sense for that fight. So yeah, we'll see. We'll just get this next fight. We'll see what happens. We'll see if that 165 division comes in place. Well, I think there's a lot of moving parts here.
It's interesting because I know you guys are boys, but there's money that comes along with being a champion. Are you guys close enough that you're willing to say, I'll put that money aside and you go get your title again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if the fight makes more sense for him, if he goes and beats up, when I look at who Tyron's probably going to fight next, it's probably going to be RDA or Ponzinibbio. That's just kind of what makes sense. He beats them up and Colby wins. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm making great money, John. I'm happy. I don't spend all my money. I'm doing really well in life. Life's good.